In this pass of my arm swing animations and drawings, I need to fix the shoulder. As you can see here, when we were first animating our character, we didn't animate the shoulder going up and down, and it looks like the body is independently moving from the shoulder itself. So we want to start to unify both of these layers to kind of start to round out the illusion a little bit. And luckily for us, the editing engine inside of Blender is going to make this really, really easy. Now there's two things in here that we need to look to establish when editing the shoulder. Of course, naturally, we want the shoulder to be going up and down with the body as it goes down. Here's a really great example of the edit that we need to make. If we deactivate the onion skinning, we can see that the body has gone down, but the shoulder is still in its original location, something we need to fix. So the up and down movement of our shoulder is one pass. And then the second pass is going to be the illusion of a twist. Whenever we walk, our shoulders and our hips twist in opposite directions. Whenever we rotate our arm forward, that shoulder is going to go forward. Whenever we rotate our arms backwards, that shoulder is going to go backwards. Same with the hips. Whenever we take a step forward, that hip that's taking the step is going to rotate forward. So we're going to create this really cool twist action in the spine, which is going to give us this wonderful illusion that our character is a series of interconnected parts and not independent pieces. So first, let's fix the up and down. Second, we'll fix the twist. Okay, now this is going to be fast business for us. I'm just going to go through on each one of my keyframes and begin to just adjust it. And initially, I'm going to put it right in the center, mostly because it's just really easy to do that. I can see the center. It's a uniform, well, look at this one. It's a defined area within inside the character itself, and it goes pretty fast. When we work in these series of passes, the process of animating becomes a little bit easier. It allows me to focus on just one thing. If I was to try to focus on posing all of these parts at the exact same time, my brain would just short circuit and it would fuse out of control. But now I'm able just to focus on one thing, which ensures that that one thing is becoming or is maintaining its level of a consistent level of creativity. All right, let's take a look at what we got. I made all the changes, yeah, and now it's starting to look a whole lot better. So with that done, let's advance on to the next stage. And that next stage is creating this illusion of the shoulder twisting. We want the shoulder joint itself to be going up and down, and actually along its own small little arc. Because not only does the shoulders twist, but they also go up and down as well. So as we twist, let's do the twist first and then the up and down second. As I mentioned before, when we move our arms forward, that shoulder moves forward as well. So what we're going to do, here it is forward. So on this contact frame, I'm going to grab it, hit the X key. Our shoulder should be more over here. And on this contact frame, grab it, hit the X key to constrain it to our horizontal. It should be over there. Yeah, there we go. Small little illusion that it's twisting forward. Let's keep going with this idea. On the next passing in the contact, so the arm is back. Let's grab it, move it back a little bit. Yeah, so I'm looking at the left and right movement of the shoulder now. As we go into the contact, let's grab it a little bit more. Really move it towards the front of the character. Accentuate the movement so their audience can see it. Yeah, and now that shoulder is moving the way I want it to move. It's going forward as the arm goes forward, and then it goes back as the arm rotates back. I like it. Okay, so now we also need to do this going up and down. It's going to be a subtle up and down, but it is going to create a movement arc. Let's go to the passing frame. Now I'm going to hit the grab key and then the Z key to constrain its movement going up and down. Now let's put it right in there. It's going to be subtle. And I'm just going to do it on the passing pose. Yeah, I don't need to do it on every single frame. I certainly could do it on this one. With the onion skinning system turned on, we can very easily see how this whole system is going to work. Yeah, there we go. So maybe on this frame, if you wanted to, you certainly could grab it. Grab it, move it along the Z axis to get it up and down, just to create a nice little arc in there. Yeah. I'm going to go over into my onion skinning system and just add a couple more keyframes before and after. I'm going to do before for a second, just so I can see all the, here's the peak, here's the contact. Yeah. This is going to help me craft the illusion. And I'm looking at the up and down. Now remember, our character body itself is going up and down as well. Just looking to see if there's a nice consistent little U shape in there. And there is, and I'm pretty happy with that. Let's turn the rest of our animation on. These onion skinnings do a really great job of just helping us test the animation. Yeah, there we go. That's starting to look pretty good. I'm happy with it. If I wanted to, I could go in here to the peak, the peak frame, and really push this shape down to make it look like he's really dropping his shoulder. Sometimes you have to super accentuate a pose to ensure that it reads. And I think I went a little too far on that one. Let me go back. Move it up just a little bit. Yeah, now we can easily see that U-shaped dip. And I think I need to grab it, pull it down a little bit on this pose as well. Yeah, there it is. I'm liking it. Now it looks like we're suggesting that the shoulders are rotating. Let's do the exact same thing for our hips. I'm going to go into the body animation layer. For me, I need to unlock it. I like to lock the animation layers that I'm not working with just to make sure I accidentally don't select it. And I want to do the exact same thing. I'm going to start moving my legs around to start increasing the idea that there's a small little change in the hip location itself. Same idea. On the contact poses, our hips should be in the front, and then on the backward side, our hips should be in the back to create that twist. Yeah, and I'm going to just do the exact same thing. Just go in there, select all the parts and pieces. At this point, what might be helpful is I probably should have put the legs on their own animation layer. I'm going to grab them. I'm going to move them forward a little bit. I don't need to worry about their up and down so much now, because that part's already been done. We did that earlier in the previous stage. I'm just looking at that forward and back. Yeah, maybe over here. Grab them, move them back on this frame. We're on our way. Having that hip travel backwards and forwards really starts to add a small illusion that there's some locomotion in here. I may even want to accentuate it. I don't think I had the hip drawn the way I want it to draw on this other contact. So let's get that going. Let's put it back where it needs to be, somewhere right around there. Yeah, and I could go in and refine some of these other poses to start to round out the illusion, but this is starting to look like a real three-dimensional character. I'm getting a real good sense of how this arm and this leg are working together and how the twist of the spine is influencing the location of the joints. These small little things add a tremendous amount of character into our animation, and it starts to help our audience believe that these interconnected parts and pieces are really working together to create the movement.